Today is such a momentous day for Greece that I wanted to show solidarity with our Hellenic friends by focusing on one of their most delicious products. And for me, this is the wines from Santorini, made from the white Assyrtiko grape. Now, if your experience of Greek wine is based mainly on sort of dodgy bottles of Retsina that you might have had on holiday, go with me here. There's a lot more to Greek wine than that. First of all, Greece is one of the oldest winemaking countries, and on Santorini there have been vines, or vines have been there since more than 2,000 years, going on 3,000 years, which in itself is nothing short of a miracle, considering that there's barely any water, very little rainfall on the island, and there are hot sand-filled winds that come and blast the island on a not so infrequent basis. But it's precisely this ability to not only survive, but kind of triumph and create beautiful wines against all the odds, and that's for me the magic of the wines of Santorini. So to protect these grapes from the hot winds, for example, the vines are basket trained, so in a circle and low to the ground. So the bunches that grow are cocooned inside the vine basket and they're safe inside. And then the soil, so important to the health of the vines as well, or the fact that they can survive, because the soil is a mixture of volcanic rock and pumice, and the pumice is able to absorb the humidity from the sea mist that comes in, and that's just enough humidity to nourish the vines. So no rain, but no problem. So the wine that I've chosen today is from Gaia Winery, or Gaia, depending on how you pronounce it, which I visited a couple of years ago on honeymoon. The winery itself is situated on a beach in a converted tomato factory. It's a very cool building. It's actually quite close to a craft brewery called Yellow Donkey. If you ever get the chance to go, I would definitely recommend a visit to both. Anyway, I've chosen their wine called Thalassitis, oak fermented. Got the Greek. This is the one I brought back with me, 2013. I love the name of this wine. Thalassa in Greek means the sea, and Thalassitis means literally from the sea. And this sort of recalls that influence of the sea mist in the vines, and I think also there'll be this element of salinity, a sort of saltiness, but to be judged when we taste it. It's also a reference, Thalassitis is also a reference to the ancient Greek practice of mixing seawater with wine for its therapeutic properties. But this wine itself is 100% Assyrtiko, the name of the grape, so there's no seawater mixed in here. And they make it from their 80-year-old vines, so very old vines with really, really deep roots that go 20 meters deep. This is, as stated, well, this is the bit that tells you that it's the oak fermented version, because they do a non-oak fermented version of Thalassitis. This is the one with the red writing, whether you get the English label or the Greek label. The one with the red writing on the front is the oak fermented one. So this has seen oak fermentation. So for people who think that they don't like wines with oak, really I urge you to keep trying different styles of oaked wines, because it's, depending on the grape, depending on the winemaker, the type of oak used, whether it's new or old, that really makes so much more of a difference on the wine than just whether it's oaked or not. So keep tasting. Right, I'll open it here. Let's have a taste. So this is a plastic cork here. It's a Noma cork. Look at that gorgeous yellow colour. Quite a lot of intensity. So it's 2013, a couple of years old. This is oak fermented, so fermented in barrel, and that's probably giving you a little bit of that colour there as well. So it's still quite young. Lovely, lovely spice on the nose. Very lemon, mineral, so like you almost get the sense of stoniness, steeliness here, perhaps a touch of volcano, a bit of ash. But definitely you get the effect of the oak from vanilla spice, a bit of acacia flower. It's very floral actually. Wow, that's just, whoa. So beautiful. It really, really intense concentration on the palate. Mouth coating, it really like the texture of milk. It's got this lovely fattiness to it. Like the classic Assyrtiko, high acidity. So it's very, very refreshing. So it's not one of those heavy oak wines. It's just delicious, just perfect. I'm a huge fan of this winery, huge fan of the grape Assyrtiko. Assyrtiko is, you know, one of Greece's most noble grape varieties, and I think if you want to completely change your ideas from what you thought about Greek wine, if it was Retsina based, you have to try one of this. I'd say it's, you know, Greek's answer to the great white Burgundies like Chassagne Montrachet, but for a fraction of the price, because this one would retail at about £17, which is amazing. So today, I mean, the weather's still lovely. We're having a barbecue later. We're doing sardines on the barbecue, so that would be a really great match. And also with lamb as well, which is very convenient because we also have some lamb. So try this. It's a delicious Assyrtiko. If you get your hands on any other Assyrtikos, just give it a try. Wonderful freshness, minimal, crisp, high acidity, and it's a miracle wine. It comes from a land where there's no water, and the vinous example of triumphing over adversity. So cheers to that, Greece, and cheers to my dear friend Kostas. Good luck today. Yamas.